Woman writes, I don't know what this guy wants. Help me out. Me and my friend, who's 29, have been friends for 2 years. Okay, so friend zone, long-term friend zone situation. In the beginning of June, he asked me out on lunch. I couldn't come, so I rescheduled some other activity. So it's like that's the thing with lunch dates. It's like if he's asking this lunch date, is he still in this friend zone thing, or is he actually wanting a date? Well, it doesn't really communicate that for sure. You only want to go on dates with women to locations and times really late in the evening, usually, that could only be considered a date. That's that way you communicate it that way. Also, it's like when there's that opportunity, it's like in the nighttime, usually you have that opportunity to kiss or for it to lead to sex. And when that's the case, it's usually just more of like a spark or kind of like that kind of excitement or what's going to happen kind of situation compared to like going to coffee or going to lunch where it's not there. And it really is important to the dynamic because it's like it can actually lead somewhere. Um, in the beginning of June, he asked me out on lunch. I couldn't come, so I rescheduled some other activity. Um, yeah, I mean, if she's rescheduling because there's like something legitimate, it's like great. But ultimately, if it was just some other like lunch date, so maybe she want to go to lunch with somebody else, it's like that's not that great of a sign because it's like you are a low priority. So just take note of that kind of situation. If she does reschedule, don't take it as like she has low interest or whatever, but do note it. We went hiking and had a good time. Again, daytime date. A couple of weeks afterwards, we went out to play tennis. Again, daytime date. I came back home from being at my grandpa's 2 weeks ago and felt like I needed a walk. It was late at night. So I asked if he wanted to meet. He was like, yeah, sure, on a really short notice, and showed up. Okay, well, it's like depends how he shows up when he gets there, because if he comes that late a notice, sometimes what it communicates is basically she can have her way with him and she can have him anytime she wants, and he's not a challenge and he's easy to get and his time doesn't seem as valuable and he's always available kind of attitude. When that's the case, sometimes her attraction does drop. Just be careful on agreeing to dates at super short notice. But let's see where this goes and see how he showed up if she describes it. Following weeks, she doesn't describe it. Okay. So I'm taking it that nothing happened. He just walked with her. Uh, the following weeks after that, we've been in touch but haven't met up. He has been out of the country, texting me on his trip, asking things, etc., but communication has slowed down a lot, and he doesn't answer as quickly anymore. Well, the two of you are really just in this friend zone thing. It's like you haven't done anything together. I mean, as far as like kissing, or you haven't even mentioned holding hands. Is this just a sincere friendship between a man and a woman? It does happen, yeah. But oftentimes, at least, there's that thought. That thought of, oh, what if it could happen? I think that's what you're experiencing yourself. It's like you actually seem to be, well, are you interested? I'd ask yourself, are you interested in this guy? If that's the case, ask him, hey, what do you see between us? Something like that. And he's like, well, what do you mean? Well, I don't know. It's just like you're an attractive guy, and we hang out a lot, and I have a lot of fun with you. I wanted to see what you think about that. Something that straightforward. And then he was like, yeah, tell you what, let's go on a date. Boom. Now you set it up. Now you're out of the friend zone. Now progress in that dating phase, and then you can progress further. That's what I do. Hopefully seemingly this guy actually doesn't understand relationships, and so he probably has a lot of work to do on himself in order to really sustain a relationship that's super effective. People do it, and that's why people get in these relationships. But what you often find is like over time, just if they don't know or don't have the knowledge about how attraction works or how to communicate or how to solve problems together or how to manage certainty and uncertainty, how to manage space, if they don't know those things, that often the relationship declines and it often ends in failure, divorce, whatever the case is. So it's like, from your perspective, I'd give him a shot, why not? But it's like, I'd set it up in that way I described to get out of the friend zone But if you're a guy listening, it's like there's no way around just learning about attraction. And if you do, it's like it sets you ahead of basically almost every single person in the world. If you can understand these things, because so few people do. So that's why I offer my products. You can get those in the description below. I just finished actually my comebacks one, 45 pages of comebacks, exactly what to say, you know. So that was a fun one to make. I'll be posting that one pretty soon. Just have to basically put links, so it'll be easy to basically just scroll through the table of contents, which one you need, click on that link, and it automatically scrolls you through those wherever it is in the 45 pages or whatever. And then, yeah, so it's a cool one. So I'm No Avery. Thanks for watching.